All right, so we are now starting our push to Emerald and Diamond. That I'm going to start doing this every week after our team call, and it's just going to be a little bit of added accountability and added kind of knowledge. So this first one, I'm just basically going over for anybody, and I think everyone is on the call except is Emerald, except for Liz, who's pushing her way there, and you'll be there soon. I know it. But yes, I think all of us are Emerald, which is awesome. So my goal is to have this call every week so that you can put your coaches that are working into it, and then I can help them and kind of explain all the other things. Because I feel like there's so much to explain to people when you first sign on as a coach. It's so easy to let things fall through the cracks. And today, like when Jess sent that screenshot about the U+2 rule, I was like, oh yeah, I forgot that I didn't tell people about that. So I'm going to start doing this every week, keeping our team calls to 30 minutes, and then doing this after so that I can also help your working coaches push. But I don't just want it to be like, hey, anybody can join, because I mean, then it's not exclusive. It's not something that, this is my time. I could easily be spending it with my family. You know what I mean? So I want it to be something that's valuable to you and whoever else like qualifies for it, but you have to put in the work. So that's why I made you do the tracker. So I appreciate you guys doing that. How did it go this week with PB&Js? Did you feel still nervous? Did you start feeling better about it? How were you feeling about them?
I like them much better than what I was doing. I don't know. I feel like I really think about, because I really have just done 5 a day, and I started midweek. Like I didn't necessarily do it all week this week, but I feel like it really, like you really pick the people, like you're more selective. Yes. And like I really am like, okay, well, I'm going to really look through their stuff and read it, and then I'm going to comment like specifically about them instead of just like a generic post that I felt like I was sending everyone and like not really accomplishing anything.
Exactly. And it's quality over quantity too, because when you're finding people that are your tribe, I can't even with my hair right now. I need to get a cut so bad. When you're finding people that are your tribe, then it's like so much more well received, because they're going to come to your page and be like, oh, she's really cool. Oh, we have a lot in common. So I feel like and Instagram is the way to do this. I was talking to Liz, and Facebook is not really, you can't really do PB&Js on Facebook. Facebook and Instagram are just so different. Facebook is like people's like friends and family. They use it for like the photos to keep up with people. But if people aren't running the business, they're kind of like turned off to people like just cold inviting them on Facebook, because that's kind of like their safe place. Instagram, people are more like open-minded. So I was telling Liz, like with Facebook, just it's got to be a little bit more of a conversation.
And I've started like doing PB&J-ish, but like cutting it halfway.
Yeah.
So after I thank them and for their support and then give them a compliment, I just tack on how are you doing? How are your kids? Or and then after they respond, then I say, I really just thought of you for this upcoming challenge that I'm running.
Perfect. Yeah,
it's the same. How I'm doing it.
It's the same words. It's just not all boom, boom, boom.
Right.
Yeah. So, and when in doubt, if things are not going like in a conversation, like they're not going like, and you are trying to form somebody a little bit more, just ask questions about them. Just be a good listener. Things like that are helpful there.
That's mostly what I've been doing, because I've been reconnecting with a lot of people from high school. So like I haven't talked to these people in almost 10 years.
Right. And people
are like, hey, I just added you 3 days ago. You should be a coach.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like that.
It's different. It depends on who you're talking to. So that's kind of your warmish market. Mm-hmm. So that would be a little different, and just know that they're going to continue to see you on your journey, but there is nothing wrong with saying, hey, and it was so good to catch up, and then, kind of like and comment on some of their photos, and then maybe in like a week or two and be like, hey, I just love that we've reconnected, and totally no big deal either way. But I just wanted you to know that I always run fitness challenges, and I just didn't want you to, ever think that, what am I blabbing now? I always run fitness challenges, and I'm always looking for other, like-minded people to join me that are positive and fun like you. What are you currently doing now for your workouts? Or are you currently on a health and fitness journey? So even if you're just like, not like, hey, do you want to join me? Just like, I just want you to know I'm doing this. What are you doing now? And that's a good way that I like to use that too. So good. Jess, how did yours go?
I'm getting there. I'm getting in my own way. It scares me, and I'm trying. I'm doing them, and I'm getting good responses. It's just hard for me, and I don't know why.
What about it scares you? Do you know it, like, in particular?
I guess, I don't know, with my PCOS journey, I just kind of really went into a shell and didn't talk to anybody. So I, quit Beachbody. I did, just basically talk to my husband and my family. And so it's scary to let people back in.
Yeah.
And let them know that, I don't know. I like to get to know people in the trainer world. That was comfort for me. So this is new. Yeah. I'll get there. It just takes me some time.
Yeah, absolutely. And just know how fun it is to have this, I love my Thursday night calls. I love our group chat. I love coming into our team page. I love that that's my happy place. You know what I mean? That's also, you said training's safe. This is my safe place. And so it's really fun to think about because I think real estate too, just knowing people, I just have to go for it. If I am just talking to people and I just go for it, real estate is a lot different where I don't have to beat around the bush. So I've kind of taken that to, coaching and just being coming from a place of contribution. What can I do to help you realize that you're not alone? And when you are you're talking to other people, they have that same story. They have that where they don't want to take pictures and they don't want to, talk about their struggles and they just keep it all inside. So just know that it's okay to feel that way. And I know it will get easier, but instead of being afraid of, what are they going to think of me? Are they going to think that I can be their coach if I'm still working on myself? Just know that all it takes is somebody believing in you to do it. That's most of the time. So just giving them a compliment when it's somebody that doesn't typically get compliments or, they don't put themselves out there to even get them, that's going to mean so much to them. And even if they don't join you, that single compliment, that sweet message is just going to brighten their day. Yeah. So just kind of knowing even if it's not a challenger, what can I say to this person to make them feel better about themselves? Because I know what it feels like to just
be gross. Yeah.
Yeah.
No. Yeah. It helped last night with Heather, because I haven't talked to Heather since college. So it helped me have that positive reinforcement.
Yeah. That was good. I'm proud of you.
I'll get there. I promise.
You're doing great. You're doing absolutely amazing. So let me find, is this it?
Yeah, something that I've been doing too is people that consistently either comment on my stuff or they always like my posts, just sending them a message and being hey, I really appreciate your support. It means so much to me. And they usually respond back with something that's super nice and makes me feel good, but it's just a way to kind of let them know that you appreciate them and that you notice hey, you like everything that I post. That's awesome.
Exactly. And most people are following you and they're going to say oh my gosh, you're such an inspiration. I love reading your posts. And that's why they're liking and constantly engaging with you. So it's so important to do that and just make conversations and try to go have a list of people that you're grooming, even if you're, go to their page and some of their stuff. And then, it doesn't have to be something you spend a ton of time each week, but just knowing that you're also supporting them is important for a lot of people. So go ahead.
I said that's all helpful. Thanks.
Yeah. So this I'm just basically, for you guys know this, but if anybody was coming in, this is kind of the ideal of what I would do is just kind of telling people, new coaches that are pushing for Emerald, about our tribe, about how much fun we have. We are going to, I rescheduled our retreat for October 11th weekend. So we're doing that at our house. 2017 was a hot mess for me. And so I just didn't even really put it out there for the leadership retreat and things like that. So that's why it's at my house. It's a little bit more low key, but I am going to do professional photos for those that are coming, and it's going to be a ton of fun. So we are going to do in September of 2019, we are going to Provo, Utah. Provost. I always had a T at the end. Provost.
Provo.
Okay, Provo.
Yeah.
I'm not well traveled. I apologize.
I had a friend who lived there. That's the only reason.
Oh, that's right. Okay, cool. And then was it you, Liz, that said you can basically drive there?
No.
No.
I'm in St. Louis too.
Summit.
Oh, who said that?
You said that about Summit.
Oh, Summit, yes. I don't even know what Utah is, so math is hard. I almost said math is hard. Geography is hard too. I'm just really, a lot of things are hard. So anyways, we have a corporate office there. And Craig Collier is, and Keyshawn Graves are two mentors that I've been working with very closely for years. And so we can also go visit them. They'll do some training for us. I'll have some training set up with some awesome coaches that are going to Zoom in with us. And there's going to be such awesome hiking and fun things. And we're going to do a professional photo shoot, but also just like, that's going to be such a crazy time for you to do your stories. Like, oh, now we're hiking. Oh, now we're doing this. Oh, now we're doing this. I always come back from events and people are like, okay, tell me what you're doing. Because people love traveling. People love community. So that's going to be super fun too. So I will post qualifications probably next month. I'll probably get all of that put together and post about it. But basically, it'll be a diamond retreat. And so diamond is, I always say 2-star diamond is the new diamond. So let's just say you guys are going to be 2-star diamond by then anyways. And that's really kind of a mindset. And then so many people just think like, oh my gosh, diamond is so far away. But just, you got to emerald, just keep getting to emerald and tell yourself that, all you have to do is go for the ask. And when people are signing up for a challenge pack, just ask them to be a coach. But also post about and be intentional with what kind of coaches you want, because you don't want to just have a bunch of discount coaches. Like, there's nothing wrong with that. But if you want to grow your volume in your business, you got to get coaches that want this business. So don't be afraid to breadcrumb in why you love coaching. Talk about it on your stories. You can create highlights in Instagram. And I have a coach sneak peek, and I need to get better at this myself. But just kind of like talking about coaching throughout the day and then adding it into that highlight so that people can easily, if they're snooping, they can easily go there. And it's almost like a coach sneak peek right there in your Instagram, which is super helpful too. So, and I'm going to run, my goal is to run 2 coach sneak peeks a month, which obviously hasn't happened this month. So let's see. Let's say, and I have some people that did, some elite coaches that did Friday, Saturday, Sunday, which sounds weird, but honestly, people have a little bit more downtime. So who would be down to do like a live video with me? And I have topics and everything. Friday, Saturday, or Sunday, or they don't have to be live. They can also be videos that we post in the group, because it's not going to be like a boom, boom, boom. It's going to be over 3 days. So it doesn't have to be live. But Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, 28th, 29th, and 30th. And then we will have time to promote that. And then basically what you'll do is just, as you talk to people about coaching, and like this would be perfect for you, just like the girl that's like thinking about it next month.
You know Heather, April. You know her.
Heather.
She was exercise science with us.
What was her last name?
Small, short, blonde, Grace.
Horrible. Send me a picture.
I'm gonna say you know who she is.
I'm sure I do. I'm just horrible with names. Jess and I went to college together. Okay, 28, 29, 30. And she lived upstairs from me 1 year.
Yeah, and I was a hermit.
And I was an alcoholic, so.
No.
I was an alcoholic with 3 jobs, so I was never home. Okay, so Friday, 28, 29, 30 September, and we'll do a 3-day sneak peek. So what I would love for you guys to do is I'm going to volunteer you all that you are going to do a video for our 3 days. And it'll be your story at just kind of talking about what coaching has done for you. And it doesn't have to be live, so you can record it ahead of time. And then I have topics. Like, one is like what you do during the day. One will be kind of, it'll be a little bit about you, why you love coaching, and then you'll give them a little bit of information, and I'll do that. So I'm just going to say you're all going to do it, because that's when it gets really scary and you get so freaked out and you're probably like fluttering right now. I did this to Rachel, Heather, and there was 2 other girls that I put in a pod the first month or 2 they were a coach, and I made them do it live. And Rachel broke out in hives, and it was Kayla Creel. Heather was like, oh my gosh, Kayla was drunk. I think she drank too much wine because she was too nervous. And then Heather was like, oh my gosh, I forgot everything I was supposed to say. And they hated me for it. But honestly, that was like the turning point. They were like, they talk about it now about how scared they were. And they're like, now I make my coaches do it. And, you know, and I've done this to Chelsea before too. So she knows the drill. I've done it to her many times. So if you can go live, I say absolutely totally do it because it's good to go live. Video is the most powerful way to grow your business. So I would say shoot to go live at least 3 times a week. My goal is to do it once a day. I'm starting that goal. It can be. It does not have to be Beachbody related. It can be. I wanted to show you, I got my fall decorations up. I'm so excited. It can be, here's a super simple meal plan. Like I went live the other day. It was like a 10-minute meal. It can be literally anything. It doesn't have to be fitness related, but everybody that's friends with you gets a notification when you go live. And Facebook shows videos, specifically live videos, to your news feed more than anything else. So if you want to gain traction, you want to get people looking at your other posts as well, go live. So get out of your own comfort zone. And even if the first one you want to do like something that you're not even in it and you're doing it away from you, that's fine too. But you know, maybe you're doing your house or something like that. But I want you to just get comfortable being uncomfortable, because that's going to drive a lot of traction. And you're going to need to do lives in your challenge groups. You're going to need to do lives in your Coach Sneak Peeks groups. This damn fly is driving me insane. So, okay, so I've got Tori, I've got Chelsea, Liz, and Shayla. Shayla signed up in August. I swear that girl goes live every day. She kills it. So take a look at her if you have any questions with her. And plenty of times, nobody's commenting. There's 1 or 2 likes, but she keeps doing it anyways. So, you know, don't think like, oh my gosh, I did it and nobody watched it, I'm going to delete it, because Heather has done that in the past. I'm like, Heather, it was so good. Why did you do that? She's like, I didn't want it. I hated it. So don't delete it. Just leave it. We have to start somewhere. Okay. And Jess. All right. So blah, 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 blah. So now there's 3 flies. They're multiplying as I speak. Okay, so, and I love like this, so this is all, again, going to be information for people like pushing to Emerald. So Emerald is your like quick and important like first win. Like if you have somebody, you know, and I say spouse account, okay, I might have to do this crazy, they're dive bombing my eyeballs. I say spouse account loosely, whether it's somebody, you know, a family member or something else, you can work that if you have that availability. It's that and then 1 other person. So, but also it's the public recognition when you advance, that's also going to build your business confidence. And I just realized that Chelsea at Emerald, a year ago, and I never did it. So I just did it for her last week. Sorry. Oh, I'm horrible. Okay. But yeah, I mean, it's so cool for other people. And I know Jess did a really great job of responding back to every single person that was like, congrats, because I had to turn off notifications because it was blowing up, but that's a good thing. Because like you're gaining, like starting new conversations with people, and you're you know, asking a lot of open-ended questions, which is really great. And then you can just like transition that into a private message, and on any of your posts you can do that. I always like try to ask an open-ended question and then transition to be like, oh, I'll message you. Like I don't need to send the 17 messages here. You know, I'm going to send it into a message, and then that could be your invite for the day, that person after you're talking to them. Okay, so unlock the potential of the business. Team cycle bonus. I've talked to you guys about this. You should know about this. That unlocks once you're Emerald. So you may be Emerald and be like, okay, I didn't get a team cycle bonus. Well, it's going to happen when you get coaches underneath you that are ordering and that are working the business. So you may not have that cycle bonus right away, but know that it's unlocked and it's coming as soon as you continuously keep adding to your tribe. The other thing is you get leads once you're Emerald. If you hit Success Club 5, you get leads, free customer leads. And so that's like, you know, Beachbody kills it with infomercials, online marketing and all that good stuff, so that, pulling up my notes, sorry, so that when, you know, somebody comes and they order and they don't have a coach, Beachbody knows you're going to get better results when you're assigned to a coach. And Beachbody is actually the only network marketing company that assigns leads to you, which is pretty cool because it gives you the chance to reach out. It gives you the chance to invite them to free groups. It invites you your free community, which we didn't talk about, but Lindsay Wise did a really great live video yesterday on our team page, and it was like 30 minutes, and she gave so much knowledge. I am creating my free group. I'm hoping to have it launched. I will have it ready by October 1st. So I'm creating mine. It's so simple. You don't have to do anything crazy. Go to canva.com, make a cover photo, create a group, put in a couple meal plans. I have a ton of meal plans and stuff in our Beautifully Made team page. Go to the files there. And the Good Vibes Boot Camp, there's a ton of stuff there. Feel free to use anything that, basically just throw in some helpful things that you have from your challenge groups or our challenge groups, and then put it in there so that they're getting value right off the bat.
Don't ask a question about that really quick.
Yeah, go ahead.
So the free group that I have that I just ran, like the fall food group, and like I've done like a workout one in the past. It was Amanda and I's group, and like she doesn't work in business anymore, but she's in it, and so there's other people in it that are like not all under me, or like they're not like under anyone, but like not added by me, I guess I should say. Should I like? But it's a decent like. There's like probably like 40 people in the group. Should I keep like what should
if you
I
have
do?
momentum in there, I say just do it. And I would reach out with Amanda and be like, hey, I love our group. I just wanted to kind of see where your head is at. Business wise, are you still looking for more clients? Because I think it's totally up to you.
Yeah, because she's totally fine. Like I've talked to her about it. Like I'm like, are you okay if I just run groups in this group? And she doesn't care. But I just didn't know if like, because I want to start making that be like my free group that I like post in like weekly or whatever. So I don't know.
Right. It may be good to start fresh.
Yeah.
It's
okay.
totally up to you.
Okay.
But I know that I'm really excited for it to be like mine. You know what I mean? So that when I talk to somebody and they say they can't afford it, okay, no problem, girl. I totally get it. Let me pop you into our free community. And when you are ready to join us, you'll know where to find us. But for now, I want to make sure you're supported.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That makes sense.
I mean, it's not a big deal, but like, I want to be able to be like, like I think I have like me on my cover photo or something like that. You know what I mean? And it's not a big deal, but it's good to feel like it's like your baby. You know what I mean?
Okay. Yeah. No, I agree.
Okay. But don't be overwhelmed. And Jess and Liz started a challenge group together today. Is it for next month?
Yeah.
I saw you put it together. That's really cute. So yeah, and then carryover volume piggy bank. So this is really cool too, because basically if you look at your carryover volume, that's money in the bank that is waiting on that weak leg to catch up to, that you can then cash that in. So take a look at your carryover volume. If it isn't anything right now, that's okay. But if you lose your emerald or you lose your active status, that is wiped out. So it is really important to keep that in order to not lose your bank account. That is the last slide. That is not, I did not get to. Look at this, like literally a screenshot. There's Christina Bogata. So let me go over the other notes that I took. So I sent it to myself, and let me stop share. She had some really good points. So let me just pull up. I just sent them to myself. Did you guys know that too? You can just like send things to yourself. So I just start a messenger and then I send it to myself on Facebook Messenger if I need something. So like I was doing this on my, I was listening to it on my phone, but doing it on my computer. So then I just started a message to myself on Facebook so I could open it. Okay, so, all right, so you guys know this, sponsor 2 coaches. The other thing is the U+2 policy. So I briefly touched on this. So this is like, if it's, and it's okay, like Shayla was asking, because it says spouse and, her fiance, but if you live together in the same household, and it's immediate family or spouse or significant other, partner, whatever, that's fine. But they have this rule so that like you don't have like your best friend and you don't have your credit card assigned to that, because
you wanted to get to Emerald or you wanted to get to Diamond. They do this to protect like bonus buying and things like that. So that's why it's a U+2 rule. If you have any questions, look in the FAQ. There's also Jemima is the compliance queen. She, every time I say it, I think of Aunt Jemima. So she runs compliance for Beachbody. And if you ever have any questions about being compliant, you can always send her an email. I can get that for you. But basically, you just want to make sure that you're staying in compliance, because if you do things against policy and procedures, you can have your account taken away from you. So, you know, and this will come up as a flag. It's not like they're going to be like, here's a hand slap or anything like that, you know, first offense, but just good to keep in mind. And it's something, there's so much information that comes in as your new coach. It's just important to know. So you guys know that because you guys, we've talked about that. Oh, where is this? What is happening here? Okay, not scanning through. Let's see. All right, and then really briefly, nope, didn't need that one. Why can't I just go like this way or this way? Sorry. Anybody can be a coach. So, where did it go now? I'm sorry. All right, let me just look at my notes. This is driving me crazy. Do you ever know how like Zoom, like the people are on one side and then it's in your way and then you can't find other things? Where did my name just go? I literally was just on myself. Here we go. This is the slide I needed. This one is important because there's lots of stuff. Okay, so when you're Emerald, you get your commissions on anything. You get subscription commissions from, so Beachbody On Demand. So, you know, it's really cool because when Beachbody On Demand launched, I got a ton of people on demand. And so now, like every time, like annually, it's like Christmas. I'm like, look at all these commissions because I got a lot of people on as it launched. And so you get that as maybe they're quarterly and they renew quarterly, or every year they pay that $99. You're going to get that commission every year. Fast Start bonuses. So every time as you sign on a coach, you're going to see it as a bonus, not commission, because clients, you get commission. Coaches, your commission from that shows up as a bonus. And the Fast Start Plus bonus is if you sign 5 coaches within a 5-week period with a challenge pack, getting them started, you're going to get $100. So you could potentially earn $100 every 5 weeks just for continuously getting people as a coach. And that's why it's so important also to just ask everybody that's signing on as a challenger to be a coach, as a discount member, or maybe they want to work the business or whatever, but it's an extra $100 you can make every 5 weeks. What would that do for you, right? It's $100 freaking dollars. So that's a really great goal too. So that's short term. Long term is team cycle bonuses, and why it's also important to get that, you know, that other account that you're able to control is that, you know, Matt's account will make me like $500 or $600 a week just in cycle bonuses. And that's me working his account. He doesn't do anything for it except for he knows enough to get me referrals. He's given me plenty of referrals because he knows enough. He's not, you know, signing anybody or anything, but that's literally just an extra $2,000 a month just from cycle bonuses. So that's why I do stress the importance of long-term, and then also learning how to stack that week leg, which I posted about that video today.
So team cycle bonuses are paid out weekly?
Yes. You get your paycheck on Thursday. Beachbody week runs Thursday to Wednesday, and whatever shows up in your Coach Online office, so like at week ending 9/19, you don't get that until the following week. So,
okay. So my cycle bonus from my 10 boxes of pumpkin spice Shakeology is next week.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which will be nice. So yeah, so whatever day, like you can look and you can take a look at your volume and kind of track it throughout the week. It updates a couple times a day. It's not like instantaneously, but that's also really cool too, because I was like loving the pumpkin spice launch. I was like taking a look at how my volume was growing, and it was actually more than with the 2B Mindset launch, which was really cool. So matching bonus, once you hit Emerald, you can see this. So like for example, if Matt's account, I think Matt's, if he cycles 300, his cycle bonus is $300, I'm gonna get $30 because as a diamond, I get 10% of my personally sponsored coaches matching bonus. And then I also get that in Matt's account for any of his coaches. And I also get that in my second business center for any of those coaches. So my matching bonus is hundreds of dollars every week, just because I'm getting paid on what my coaches are making, which is really cool. So as a diamond, you get 10% of that. You max out at $250 a week as Emerald. Matt's account fell to Emerald. His account is a lifetime 2-star diamond, and I just need one more coach on his right leg, and this girl was supposed to sign up yesterday and it didn't happen, so I didn't get paid. I maxed out at $250, so that's like an extra $250 that I didn't get this week because he wasn't diamond. So it's so important to make sure that you're like, okay, the other reason why it's important to grow your rank is that you can make up to $2,000 as a diamond cycle bonus per week. That's where you max out. So $250 is an Emerald, $2,000 is a diamond. And then leadership quarterly bonuses. Have you guys ever heard me talk about this? Okay, so as a 2-star diamond, you start being eligible for quarterly bonuses. And I'm sorry, I'm going to try to wrap it up. I apologize. We talked too long about pumpkin spice. I have 10 minutes extra. So as a 2-star diamond, you get a quarterly bonus if you hold 2-star diamond for 6 weeks out of the quarter. And let me see, where is it? Okay, so 2-star is quarterly, and it's anywhere from like $800 to $1,000. And so I basically get that every quarter. So it's usually about $900, but let's just say $1,000. I get $4,000 a year just for holding that rank, which is super cool and that's a bonus. So I treat it like a bonus, and that goes to debt or savings. And that's really cool because I'm like, okay, I wasn't expecting this. I didn't budget this in. That's going to that. Then when you're a 5-star, you get that, which is it's usually anywhere from like 2,000 to 4,000, usually 3,000 to 4,000. And you get the 5-star bonus and the 2-star bonus. So it could be anywhere from like $4,000 to $6,000. And that's when I do my retreats. I use that quarterly bonus for that retreat because it's, thousands of dollars for renting the house. It's food, it's gifts, it's the photographer. So I'm like, okay, I have to hold this because I'm not made of money. I need to have this. That's how I'm paying for this extra couple $1,000. And don't even stress about leadership retreat. Like, I'm doing it at my house this time, and it's going to be so much cheaper. So if you're ever thinking about that, I know it's not in the near future, don't let it stress you out because it's easy to compare yourself to like Lindsay Matway, who's making 7 figures in this business and saying like, okay, how could I ever compete with that? That's not what it's about. It's about the community. It's about the tribe. But it's really cool what that could do for you. It could pay off a debt. It could pay off a car. It could take your family on vacation. And you want to know what else is really cool? If you are 2-star, you get that. If you're 5-star, you get the 2-star and the 5-star. If you're 10-star, you get 2-star, 5-star, 10-star. If you're 15-star, you get all of them. And the 15-star diamond is anywhere from 35,000 to, I've seen it, 75,000 quarterly. And then you get the 10-star, which is about probably 7,000 to 10,000. No, I think it's more like 10,000 to 12,000 for the 10-star. And then you get the 5-star, which is, let's just say 4,000. And then you get can you even do the math? Because I can't, I lost track. It's a lot of money. And that's quarterly. That's why it's so crazy to think about okay, so I think average is probably about 40,000 to 45,000, what I've seen recently for the 15-star diamond. That's more than what I made an entire year before Beachbody. That is crazy. So that's another reason why it's beneficial to continue to grow your business. And with the 2-star bonus, that's why I'm like, 2-star is the new diamond because you want that quarterly bonus. You want to be creating leaders. And once you're hitting 2-star, you're having people duplicating that in your downline. So see if there's anything else. I think the only other thing I wanted to talk to you about was, sometimes people get confused about customer leads at Success Club 5 and Success Club 10. So Success Club 5, you get those customer leads that you don't earn commission, but you can reach out. When you are Emerald and Success Club 10, you are getting the Success Club leads. So those are paid. You're getting instant commission as soon as they're there. And then they continue to order from you and you still continue to get commission. I have one chick who's been a lead for probably 4 years
and she buys 2 bags of Shakeology every month and refuses to sign up as a coach. But that's beside the point. I don't understand, Andrea, what you're doing through life. But she makes a commission every month. So that's really cool too. So you're getting commission and you're on Shakeology, you're getting the, whatever they order. They usually order like maybe Beachbody On Demand or Shakeology or even challenge packs. And then once you're diamond and you're hitting Success Club, you get coach leads, which are very rare, but I've had probably 4 or 5. And one of them actually worked the business for a good while. She fell off the face of the earth recently, but she worked the business for a good while. And it was just like somebody that signed up and didn't have a sponsor. So yeah, so I think that was all I wanted to kind of talk to you about, but because I want you guys to come to me. I mean, and if you have any questions or anything, and Tori and Chelsea, I say pair up and just kind of, brainstorm together. But I was talking to Ashley Felderstein today, and I can't remember how to pronounce her name. She's the coach that's like number 19 in the network, and she's doing a call for us next week. So our team call instead of Thursday next week will be Wednesday at either 8 or 8:30. I have to double check. I'll make a post about it on Monday. But she is hosting our call because she was supposed to do it for our retreat, but I rescheduled her. So she is number 19 in the network, and I was talking to her today about kind of like what she does. Like, what is she doing? Like, I know that there's nothing sexy that anybody's going to say that's any different than any other coach is telling you, but what is she doing and how many invites is she sending? And she said she just takes some notebook paper and she folds it in half like a little hot dog bun, she said, and it's like 1 through 20 on one side and like 21 through 40 on the other side, or however many spots. And she's like, and that's how many people I invite a day. And I was like telling her, I was like, I normally invite like 15 people a day. I try to do 5 coach invites thinking like, I got this. This is awesome. I'm killing it these days. And she's like, yeah, I just really focus on inviting. And that's like where I put my main focus. And I do like anywhere from like 40 to 60. And I'm like, okay. If she can do this, I can do it. So, and I know that kind of stresses me out thinking about getting all those messages back. So I don't find myself wanting to do it at that level, but it makes me realize that if she can do this and she's just sending out messages and just being super intentional, I can easily say, instead of our 5 PB&Js, we could easily do 10, right? We could easily do it. Will we? I don't know. That's kind of like, how do you want this business? How do you want to grow your business? How do you want to see your volume and income grow? Because it's a numbers game. So the more people you talk to, the more people will join. Like yesterday, I was talking to somebody and she was down for the challenge. And then I asked her about coaching and she's like, sold, okay, whatever. And I'm pretty sure she's going to actually work the business too. So moral of the story, don't be afraid to ask people, because most of the time, like I told her about how she gets a discount. And then I said, it's a $16 a month fee. Kind of like Sam's Club, you pay for that. It's where you're getting that discount. But if you do decide to work the business, they pay for your shipping, your web pages, like customer service, literally everything. So all the crappy stuff about owning a business, they take care of it. So it's pretty epic if you do decide to work the business. And she's like, sold, done. And not everybody's like that, obviously. But the fact that like I just nonchalantly talk about it because it is amazing. It is such a great deal. And if you're going to be talking to people about Shakeology, you need to be a proof of the product and you need to know how valuable it is and how much it's helped you in this community. And not be afraid to ask for it. You need to just go for no. And I always tell people, like to tell people too, awesome, I'm so excited for you. You can take a look. They'll prompt you as you're adding to your cart if you want to throw in a 3-day refresh for like $40. It's normally $75. It's a great way to kind of kickstart it. Take a look at it. And I don't put any pressure on it. But guys, a lot of times people are like, okay, I just did it. I added it, because they're already doing it. And then it's like, okay, I'm already spending $200. So it's another $40. A lot of people have that mindset. So I just nonchalantly slip that in all the time and be like, just keep an eye out. If you don't want to, no big deal. But it's an easy way to just get started and kind of get that momentum going. Because isn't that the truth? When you see results, you're like, okay, I got this. So I just nonchalantly say that. That's extra commission. That's extra volume. Do it every time. They've already said yes. It's kind of, the book, Go for No, you have to read it. It's so good. And it's such a short read. It's basically like this guy came in and sold a ton of suits because somebody wanted a ton of suits. And he came over like bragging to the CEO, and the CEO was like, did you sell him socks? And he's like, no, but did you hear how many suits I sold him? He's like, did you sell him socks?
he's going to need socks with those suits. And he was like, oh, like, just go for no. If they said yes, ask them. If they say yes, ask them again. If they say no, okay, cool, no problem. You still have a challenge pack, or you still have some type of, something. So it's kind of like the waitress. You don't get irritated if they ask you for dessert. That's their job. You're not like, oh my gosh, you're such a salesperson, so just don't worry about it. Just go for it. If they say no, no big deal. But I want you to try to do everything you can to grow your volume, grow your income, and have that financial freedom. So we went over, I apologize. But is there any questions or anything about anything in general? Okay. All right, cool. Well, I'm seriously so excited for you guys. I'm so proud. You guys have been kicking butt. And it makes me feel I really, really needed this as well, because it's been a really long time since I've found working coaches, and a lot of that is me and not being supportive and things like that. So it makes me feel really good to seeing that you guys are succeed, and reminding me that I needed that confidence boost too, because even though I've been doing this business for 5 years, it's so easy to just be super hard on yourself and think maybe it's me. And I really was being lax with a lot of things. So when you sign coaches and they're working, just think about what was successful for you. Getting them into a coach pod, and I try to talk to you guys as much as possible. And I want you to talk to me as much as possible. Don't think like, oh, I'm Emerald, I should know this. No, I still to this day find out stuff that I probably should have known 2 years ago. So don't worry about it. Come to me if like screenshots, anything. But the more that we can bounce ideas off each other, the better. And as you guys get working coaches, let's kind of talk and see if, because, putting them into a pod together, even if they're not just your personally sponsored coaches, we can make a pod together. So if you guys get any September coaches, I have a working coach signing on Friday. So just let me know if you get working coaches for September, and I can just kind of put them in that pod. And we can just go from there, and I can do the same.
I have one I just added, but she doesn't know like anything. Like she just literally was like, I want to coach like off the bat. So I'm like sending her things like little by little. So she doesn't.
Right. What I would do is put her in the BU New Coach University.
She's in there, yeah.
Okay, so I tell my new coaches that's like 85% of your priority. But do that, and then the first 30 that you got emailed to you, and then other than that, it's just getting great results and starting conversations. So I don't want to like be like too much at once, but also taking action and not waiting till you're finished with the New Coach University to start. So just start asking people, and and talking about the PB&J right off the bat is really important too, because Liz and Jess both said like, oh my gosh, that's, learning that after the first week of trying to figure out how to do invites, that was so helpful. So make sure that you send her that PB&J call and that little graphic.
Quick question. I have one question. So if they buy a challenge pack, is the fee waived, the $40?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. I thought so. Just wanted to make sure.
Yep. And if anybody does have a challenge pack and they've purchased one and they want to sign on as a coach, you can get that waived. There's a form that you can.
Okay.
If they didn't purchase it within like the last 5 weeks though, they won't be active. So that's the only thing is like it's usually like if people want Shakeology, you have to be a product of product. If you're trying to sign on as a coach and you don't want Shakeology, you don't want the performance line, you're not my coach, because you're not going to go far in this business. So I'm always like, okay, well you could do the $40 and then get your Shakeology discount. And so you would be getting it for $140 total. But you could do, like Country Heat challenge pack is $140 if they wanted to do that and use it as a giveaway. The 3-day refresh challenge pack is $160.
The Lift 4 worked. The Lift 4 completion pack worked for my girl who I don't know. I think Justin said that.
Oh, that's right. That's who you were asking about.
Yeah, but that worked. So she had done the performance line before. And then all she did was she did the Lift 4 completion pack she canceled her performance line and then did Lift 4 completion pack which came with Recover and Energize on HD, and then she got waived the fee.
Perfect.
And that was like much cheaper. I don't remember how much that was, but it was cheaper than.
I think it was $140 or something.
Something like that.
Yeah.
So, okay, cool. Yeah, that's a good idea too. So yeah, just don't feel free to ask us like what's the cheapest way if you have somebody that wants this or wants that. I wish so much that you could just go to Share a Cart and choose what like HD you wanted and what product you wanted. But it's definitely better than what it was before. So, but yay for working coaches. And I think it's important too, like not to overwhelm people, but just like kind of think about like when you were a new coach, what was the most thing that you stressed about the most? What did you struggle with? And so just like daily little tips in that group is helpful too. So. All right.
Jess just texted me her computer died. She says she's sorry.
It's okay. We're wrapping up anyways. This was supposed to be done at 9. So